Hello everybody and welcome to today's video. This is the third video in our new international relations series where we will discuss in details about a nation which is in the news and its relationship with India, thoroughly from both UPSC prelims as well as mains perspective. The country that we will discuss today is Israel. Geography of Israel consists of deserts in the south and snow-capped mountains in the north. It is surrounded by, in the north, Lebanon, in the northeast, Syria, in east, Jordan and West Bank, in southwest, Egypt, and west, Gaza Strip. To the west of Israel is Mediterranean Sea, and in south, it has a small coastline on the Red Sea. Some of the major lakes of Israel are Sea of Galilee, or Lake Tiberias, or Kinneret, the Dead Sea, Zohar Lake, Agam Lake, etc. Although Dead Sea and Sea of Galilee are supposed to be world's lowest and second lowest freshwater lakes, they are called sea due to the high salinity in them. The major rivers of Israel are Jordan River, Kishon, Lachish, etc. The four main deserts of Israel are Negev, Zin, Araba, and Judean. Mount Zion, Carmel, Meron are some of the important mountains in Israel. The origin of Israel began when Britain announced its support for the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, leading to the Balfour Declaration, which was a public decree. This was issued by the British government during First World War in 1917. Palestine at that time was a region under the Ottoman Turks, but with a small minority Jewish population. It was in pursuance of this Balfour Declaration that measures were taken to settle Jewish population and to create what we today know as Israel. As the surrounding Arab states, especially Egypt, Syria and Jordan, were against the establishment of a Jewish state, they fought total of 4 wars with Israel in 1949, 1956, 1967 and 1973. We have already made an in-depth video on the wars and terms associated with Israel. Do check out these videos to get a better understanding of the genesis of Israel and the conflicts it had engaged in with the Arab nations and Hamas. We have attached the link to the video in the description box. In order to mitigate the conflicts between Israel and Palestinian people, various initiatives were taken. In 1993, the Oslo process was initiated, which was a peace process with secret talks between Israel and Palestinian Liberation Organization. In 2002, the Arab Peace Initiative was proposed by Saudi Arabia. This was a 10-point proposal that sought to end the conflict between Israel and Palestine and normalize relations between Israel and the entire Arab world. In 2020, Abraham Accords were signed between Israel, UAE, and Bahrain. This was a bilateral agreement which sought to normalize relations between Israel and Arab nations. The two-state solution proposed seems to be the only way out of this perpetual bloodshed that Israel and Palestine have engaged in. Two-state solution envisions Palestine as a separate and independent state existing side by side with the state of Israel. Now coming to India's relationship with Israel. India had recognized Israel in 1950, but it had been hesitant to establish full diplomatic relations because it was sensitive to the large Muslim population living in India. Also, the fact that Muslim nations like Saudi Arabia and UAE were major oil and energy supplies to India, India felt it could not aggravate the Muslim nations. India established diplomatic ties with Israel only in 1992. During Cold War era, USA had supported Israel while Soviet Union supported the Arabs. Because India found itself inclining towards the Soviet Union pole, it felt that it had to support the Palestinian cause. It was during the government of P.V. Narasimha Rao when diplomatic tensions with Israel were established, although he showed vocal support to the Palestinians. Since then, India had to maintain a balancing act between the two, but it was under the Prime Minister Narendra Modi that India forged more personal relations with Israel. PM Modi was the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Israel in 2017. That being said, the formal position remains unchanged. That is, India supports the two-state solution with Israel and Palestine living together side by side. Prime Minister Modi also visited Ramallah in the West Bank in 2018 and was the first Indian Prime Minister to do so. India has ultimately achieved de-hyphenation of Israel and Palestine issue. That is, India's relations with Israel and Palestine are on one-on-one basis, and India does not want to overlap the two in pursuing diplomatic relations. What India does with Israel is between Israel and India and doesn't involve Palestine and vice versa. So number 1, economic ties. India has a balanced trade with Israel in favor of itself. Merchandise trade has grown to $6.3 billion, excluding defense, in the recent times. Number 2, technology cooperation. Israeli companies have set up research and development centers in India. Both nations engage in technology transfer in agriculture, homeland security, pharmaceutical, etc. Third, defense ties. Israel has always helped India by providing crucial intelligence inputs, weapons, and navigation capabilities during wars, as was in the case in 1971 and 1999. Around 41% of Israel's defense exports are to India, whose armed forces use Israeli Falcon airborne warning and control systems, that is AWACS, Heron drones, Spider and Barak missile defense systems, etc., which are all made by Israel. Fourth, space and industrial collaboration. India and Israel have set up the Industrial Development Technology Innovation Fund, various committees on science and technology. In space, India has launched TechSAR and RESAT-2 radar imaging satellites of Israel using PSLV made by ISRO. Number 5, agriculture. The biggest benefit Israel has given to India is the expertise and technology in horticulture mechanization, micro-irrigation, especially drip irrigation technology, orchard and canopy management, and post-harvest management. Number 6, energy sector cooperation. India is trying to secure exploration license for the Tamar and the Leviathan gas fields off the coast of Israel to extract and import natural gas. Israeli government has already granted exploration license to Indian companies such as Oil India, ONGC Videsh, Indian Oil, etc. Number 7, people-to-people ties. A good number of Indians live and work in Israel. India too has a number of Jewish community living here. Israel is an ideal destination for Indian caregivers, especially for nurses from Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Maharashtra, etc., who are attracted by Israel's visa policy, high salary, better living conditions, etc., which has led to high remittances from Israel. Number 8, organizational ties. India, Israel, USA, and UAE are part of the I2U2, which is a new strategic partnership to promote economic development, scientific innovation, and regional stability, and is also referred to as West Asian Quad or Middle East Quad. So what are some of the concerns in the India-Israel relations? Number 1, as recent news have shown that Israel and Iran consider each other their arch nemesis and have recently been attacking each other with missiles. As great as India's friendship with Israel is, India also values Iran for the energy supplies and the Chabahar port, which gives India access to Central Asian markets. Number 2, Israel, as a Jewish nation, has its differences with the Arab Muslim nations. India, on the other hand, has excellent relations with these Middle East nations, especially Saudi Arabia and UAE. Third, India has historically supported the two-state solution, but now Israel, which too had supported this two-state solution earlier, now wants Israel to remain a completely Jewish nation. Therefore, what must be understood is that with new conflicts between Israel and Palestine, it is becoming difficult for India to dealing the both. But India must not only do that, but also maintain a tightrope balance in diplomacy when it comes to handling Israel, Palestine, and the Arab nations. However, it is believed that Israel's and India's relationship will only grow stronger and warmer with time to come. This brings us to the end of our video. If you found this video informative, kindly like our video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel Exact IAS on YouTube and follow us on Instagram. Thank you for watching this. I will see you in our next.